So now we'll take a look at a definition of a polynomial. And a polynomial is a finite sum of monomials. So for example, 2x cubed plus 3. That is called a binomial because it has two terms. 3x squared plus 2x plus 1. That is called a trinomial because it has three terms. And the degree of a polynomial is the highest power to which the variable is raised. So if I'm looking at this trinomial right here, I would say it's degree 5 because that is the highest polynomial. This would be called a binomial of degree 1 because x is raised to the first power. This would be called a monomial of degree 7 because the x is raised to the 7th power. And negative 5 would be called a monomial of degree 0 because if I had an x here, it would be raised to the 0 power because any variable raised to the 0 power just equals 1. Now, we can add and subtract polynomials by combining like parts or like terms. So an example would be if I had this trinomial, x squared plus 5x plus 6, plus x squared plus 3x plus 4, I'm just going to add the like parts. So x squared plus x squared gives me a total of 2x squared, and 5x plus 3x gives me a total of 8x. Remember, when we add like terms, we just add the coefficient, which is the number in front of the variable, and 6 plus 4 gives me 10. Now I look at this and say, can I simplify it any further? And the answer is no, I do not have any like terms here, so this trinomial is going to stay just as it is. Now I could also have something that looks like this, y squared minus 18y plus 2y minus 12, minus y squared plus 3. Now be really careful here. This is saying minus all of this binomial. And so when I'm going to subtract all of it, I need to make sure I distribute that negative and I subtract the y squared, and I distribute that negative and I subtract the 3. So I'm going to have y squared minus y squared. Well, the y squareds cancel out. And I'm going to have here minus 18y plus 2y. Well, that leaves me with a negative 16y. And then I have a minus 2 minus 3 because I distributed that negative and I got a minus 3. And minus 12 minus 3 gives me a negative 15. Now, sometimes you might see a problem that looks like this. Find the value of y minus 1, all of that squared, when y equals 2. So wherever there is a y, I'm going to substitute a 2. So an example would be 2 minus 1. All of that gets squared. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 squared would give me 1. You also might see something like this that says, subtract negative 4x squared plus 2x from 6x squared plus 4x plus 3. So when I say subtract something from, that means the from part is first in your equation, and then I subtract the part that I'm subtracting from. That's going to go here. So I would take 6x squared plus 4x plus 2 minus, notice I have to put parentheses around all of negative 4x squared plus 2x because all of that is being subtracted. And so again, I would need to apply my distributive property. And when I do that, I'm going to say 6x squared minus a negative 4x squared would give me a positive 10x squared. And a 4x minus a 2x would leave me with a positive 2x. And 2 minus, well, there isn't a like term over here. Oh, but that should be 3.